Okay, so for today, our topic sa ating calculus will be derivative of logarithmic functions. Yan. Derivative of logarithmic functions. So, the formulas na meron tayo para dito. So, we have 1 for a derivative of u to the base a, which is equal to derivative of u divided by u multiplied by log of e to the base a. Then, when we have derivative of ln, or the natural or Napierian logarithm, that is equal to derivative of u over u. To further illustrate the given formulas, let's try these examples. For example number 1, so we have y is equal to logarithm of 5x cubed plus 3x squared plus 4x plus 5 to the base 5. So if we want to find the first derivative, so we are going to simply follow the formula. So in this case, our u is equal to 5x cubed plus 3x squared plus 4x plus 5. And when we get the derivative of u with respect to x, so following the formulas as discussed last time for the derivative of algebraic functions, so this will be 3 times 5, which is 15, x squared plus 2 times 3, which is 6, x plus 4. Then our a will be 5, yung ating base. So therefore, our given will be logarithm of logarithm of u to the base 5. And when we follow the formula for its derivative, we will have derivative of this one is simply derivative of u over u multiplied by log of e to the base a. Substituting, so derivative of u with respect to x, we have 15 x squared plus 6x plus 4 divided by u, which is our given, which is 5x cubed plus 3x squared plus 4x plus 5 multiplied by log of e to the base a, which is 5. So this will be our answer. Madali lang naman siya. Okay? So let's have number 2. We have y is equal to ln, or natural logarithm of x squared minus 8. So in this case, we can let u as x squared minus 8. And getting the derivative of u with respect to x, that is simply 2x. Therefore, y is now equal to ln of u. And when we get the derivative of ln of u, it is simply derivative of u over u. Therefore, y prime, or the first derivative, is derivative of u, which is 2x, all over u, which is x squared minus 8. Okay, so this is derivative of u over u, the derivative of ln of u. Okay, let's have number 3. Y is equal to ln of cosine 3x. Again, we let u yung nasa loob, which is cosine 3x. Then, when we get the derivative of u with respect to x, that is negative sine of 3x. That is the derivative of cosine, negative sine, multiplied by derivative ng loob, or the derivative of 3x, which is 3. Therefore, the derivative of u with respect to x is equal to negative 3 sine 3x. Then, our y is ln of u. Then when we get the first derivative, that is derivative of u over u. So derivative of u is negative 3 sine of 3x all over u, which is cosine of 3x. And we all know that sine over cosine of the same angle is tangent. So we have negative 3 tangent of 3x. Okay, so number 4. We have y is equal to ln of sine x cubed. Okay, so again we let u yung nasa loob, which is sine of x cubed. And when we get the derivative of u with respect to x, the derivative of sine is cosine. So we have cosine x cubed multiplied by derivative of this one, yung nasa loob. So derivative of x cubed, that is 3x squared. Therefore, du over dx is equal to 3x squared cosine x cubed. Then, our y is equal to ln of u. And when we get its derivative, that is derivative of u over u. So we have 3x squared cosine x cubed all over u, which is sine x cubed. And cosine over sine, that is equal to cotangent. So we have 3x squared multiplied by cotangent of x cubed. Okay, let's proceed. Number 5. For number 5, we have y is equal to ln of secant x cubed over 2 plus tangent of x cubed over 2. Okay, pas pala. Okay, so our given, we have y is equal to ln of secant x cubed over 2 plus tangent of x cubed over 2. So we let u yung nasa loob, that is secant of x cubed over 2 plus tangent of x cubed over 2. And when we get the derivative of this one with respect to x, so derivative of secant is secant tangent. So we have secant x cubed over 2 tangent of x cubed over 2 multiplied by derivative ng loob. So derivative of x cubed over 2. So we have 3 over 2, then x squared. Then derivative of tangent, so that is plus. Derivative of tangent, we have it as secant square of x cubed over 2 multiplied by derivative ng loob. So that is 3 over 2 x squared. So common factoring out yung common factors natin. So the derivative of u with respect to x by common monomial factor. So common sa atin si 3 over 2 x squared and secant of x cubed over 2. So when we factor this one out, may matitira dito na tangent of x cubed over 2 plus another secant of x cubed over 2. So by common monomial factor. Then our y is now ln of u. So when we get the derivative of this one, that is derivative of u, which is 3 over 2 x squared secant x cubed over 2 multiplied by tangent of x cubed over 2 plus secant of x cubed over 2 all over u. So our u is secant of x cubed over 2 plus tangent of x cubed over 2. Notice we can cancel these factors. Therefore, our y prime or our first derivative is 3 over 2 x squared multiplied by secant of x cubed over 2. Okay, so ganun lang siya ginagawa. Let's proceed to other problems. Okay, so for problems 6 to 10, so let's solve this. For number 6, so we have y is equal to square root of log of x. Okay, or we can write this one as y is equal to log of x all raised to 1/2. Okay, so when we take the derivative of this one, so by derivative of power formula, bababa si 1/2, then we will have log of x, yung buo, raised to minus 1, that is negative 1/2, multiplied by derivative ng loob. So that is derivative of log of x. So simplifying, we will have y prime is equal to 1/2 multiplied by log of x raised to negative 1/2, and the derivative of log of x is derivative of u. So derivative of x is 1 over u, which is x, multiplied by log of e to the base a. So in logarithmic function, when the base is not indicated, like this one, so it is simply log, we do not have the base, automatic our base will be base 10, which can be omitted. Okay? So, pag walang nakalagay na base dito sa ating logarithm, automatic that is base 10. Okay? So, we do not need to specify that one. So, we can omit writing the base 10 or 10 here. So, that is automatic. Okay? To the Briggshian logarithm. So, we can have it as this one. So, let's simplify it. We have y prime is equal to 1 over 2x multiplied by log of x raised to negative 1/2. So, pwede nating ibaba. We have it as log of x raised to positive 1/2 at the denominator. Or, we can have it as square root of log of x. And we can multiply this one by log of e. Okay? So, we can have it as our answer. Okay? So you can write log of e in the numerator, or you can write it like this way. Okay? So kahit alin. So this is our answer for number 6. Then let's have number 7. So for problem number 7, so we have y is equal to ln of x squared minus 2x plus 1 plus ln of x minus 1. Okay? So, we can take the derivative of this one at a time. So, pwedeng isa-isa. Pwede natin paghiwalayin. So, dito sa una, we can let u is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 1. And when we get the derivative of this u with respect to x, this is simply 2x minus 2. Then, dito sa kabila, we have u as x minus 1. Then, when we get the derivative of this u with respect to x, we have it as positive 1. So, take note, magkaiba yung ating u. Okay? So, same variable lang yung ginamit natin, pero again, magkaiba tayo ng nare-represent. So, we have y is equal to ln of u, which is this u, plus ln of u, which is this one. So, do not combine them. Hindi natin pwedeng pagsamahin because we are representing this u here, then ito namang yung ito sa kabila. Magkaiba sila. Okay? So, when we get the first derivative of this, so derivative of ln of u is derivative of u over u. So, the derivative of this first u is x squared minus 2x plus 1 all over, so the derivative, so the first derivative, so the derivative of this one is 2x minus 2 all over u, which is x squared minus 2x plus 1, plus the derivative of this ln of u is derivative of u over u, which is 1 all over u, which is x minus 1. Okay? So let's simplify this. We can have y prime. So common monomial factor, we can factor out 2. This is x minus 1 all over x squared minus 2x plus 1 is a perfect square trinomial. So we can have it as x minus 1 being square. So square the first term, product of first second times 2, squaring the last term. So parehas lang yan. Then plus 1 all over x minus 1. In this case, we can cancel out x minus 1. Therefore, y prime is equal to 2 all over x minus 1 plus 1 all over x minus 1. So, by taking the LCD, our y prime is equal to 3 all over x minus 1. Okay? So, let's have solution 2. So, dito ko na lang ilalagay sa taas ang ating solution 2. So, if you do not want that solution, solution 2 for problem number 7. Okay? So, for problem number 7, solution 2. So, kunin lang ulit natin yung given. So, number 7, we have it as y is equal to ln of x squared minus 2x plus 1 plus ln of x minus 1. Okay? So, from here, we can also note that x squared minus 2x plus 1 again is a perfect square trinomial. Therefore, pwede natin siyang i-factor out as x minus 1 being square plus ln of x minus 1. Okay? Then, so by applying properties of logarithm, okay? So, recall lang natin, simple property of logarithm. So, let's recall. So, we have let's say log of m raised to n is equal to n log of m. Okay, so this can be applied for logarithm or Naperian or natural logarithm. So you can have it as ln of m raised to n is equal to n ln of m. Okay, so bababa lang yung ating exponent. Okay, so applying it to our given, so we can have it as y is equal to, bababa yung exponent, this will be 2 ln of x minus 1 plus ln of x minus 1, of which pwede natin silang pagsamahin. So pag pinagsama natin sila, 2 times ln of x minus 1 plus ln of x minus 1, so 2 plus 1, our y is equal to 3 ln of x minus 1. Okay? Then, when we let u is equal to x minus 1, the derivative of u with respect to x is simply 1. So, when we get y, that is equal to 3 ln of u. And when we get the derivative of this equation, we have y prime is equal to 3 multiplied by derivative of ln of u is du over u. So that is 1 all over u, which is x minus 1. Or y prime is equal to 3 all over x minus 1. You can have it that way. Okay? So, you can use that properties. Or, another solution, solution 3. So, using the equation y is equal to ln of x minus 1 being square plus ln of x minus 1. So, in this case, let's apply another property. So again, that is the same with log and ln. So we have log. So we have log of m plus log of n is equal to log of m times n, or logarithm of the product. So you can multiply it. You can use log, you can use ln. Parehas lang yun. Okay? So to use that property, we can have it as y is equal to ln of the product. So the product, that is x minus 1 being square multiplied by x minus 1. And applying laws of exponent, because they are of the same base, so our y becomes ln of same base add exponent, that is ln of x minus 1 raised to 3. Okay? And when you uh, apply the first property that we discussed a while ago, so we can write it as y is equal to 3 ln of x minus 1. Okay? And notice, you went back to this uh, equation. So, babalik lang tayo dito. Okay? So, parehas lang sila. So, after this, you can again use this equation. Okay? So, parehas lang. So, applying properties. Or you can let this x minus 1 cube as your u, and when you get the derivative and when you simplify, you will surely arrive with the same equation. Okay? So, there are many ways to solve this problem by using the properties of logarithm. Okay, so any of those will do. Okay, so let's try problem number 8. Okay, so for problem number 8, okay, so for problem number 8, our given is y is equal to log of x all over x plus 1. Okay, so let's apply the formula. We can let u is equal to x all over x plus 1. Okay, so we can write it as u is equal to x multiplied by x plus 1 raised to negative 1. Then, when we get the derivative of this u with respect to x, so that is derivative of product, so copy, then take the derivative, plus copy, then take the derivative. So, yung una muna, copy si x, then derivative of this one, so bababa si negative 1, then we have x plus 1, negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2, multiplied by derivative ng loob, which is 1. Okay? Then, plus, copy naman natin yung x plus 1 raised to negative 1. Then, derivative of x is simply 1. So, simplify lang natin. We can have it as negative x all over x plus 1 being square plus 1 all over x plus 1. So, let's apply LCD here. So, the derivative of u with respect to x, taking the LCD. So, yung x plus 1 being square. So, divide. So, same term. So, that is negative x. Then plus. So, when we divide this, may tirang x plus 1. Now, we can cancel out this negative x plus x. So you have du over dx is equal to 1 all over x plus 1 being square. Then, so our y is now equal to log of u. Then, when we get the derivative of log of u, that is derivative of u over u multiplied by log of e to the base a. So, when we get y prime, derivative of u, that is 1 all over x plus 1 being square all over u. So, yung u natin is x all over x plus 1 multiplied by log of e to the base a. So, yung base natin dito is base 10. So, when we simplify this, magigitong 1 all over x plus 1 being square. So, take the reciprocal of the denominator. So, that is x plus 1 all over x times log of e. So, we can cancel this. So, yung matitira sa atin, y prime. Okay, sorry. So, we can cancel out x plus 1 squared and x plus 1. So, when we simplify this, y prime natin, cancel na yung taas. That is 1 all over x multiplied by x plus 1 multiplied by log of e. So, pwede nating ilagay na lang sa taas si log of e. Okay? So, that is our answer. Okay? Ganun lang siya. Okay? So, if you do not want that solution, let's have our solution number 2. Okay? So, let's use again properties. So, for our second solution, let's use again properties of logarithm. So, we have logarithm of m minus logarithm of n. So, pag minus naman, that is equal to log of m divided by n. Okay? So, you can use that formula. So, with that, again, that is applicable with ln also. So, our given is, you can use this one vice versa. Okay, so our y is equal to log of x all over x plus 1. So, we can write it as y is equal to log of x, since this is division, so that our equivalent is subtraction. So, minus log of x plus 1. So, our u here is x, our u here is x plus 1. So, mentally, derivative of x is 1, derivative of x plus 1 is also 1. So, when we get the first derivative, so derivative of log of u is equal to derivative of u over u multiplied by log of e. So, derivative of u here is 1. That is the derivative of x over u, which is x multiplied by log of e to the base a. Then, minus, so the derivative of this, so log of x plus 1, so derivative of x plus 1 is 1 all over u, which is x plus 1 multiplied by log of e to the base a. Then, when we get the LCD, so our y prime, okay, so our y prime or our first derivative, so obviously our LCD here is x multiplied by x plus 1. So when we divide it, x divided by x, makakancel. So merong matitira dito na x plus 1 times log of e minus x plus 1 divided by x plus 1, makakancel. May tirang x multiplied by log of e. So distribute lang natin. So our y prime, when we distribute this, so magiging x log of e, then distribute, so that is log of e minus x log of e divided by x multiplied by x plus 1. So we can cancel out this. So our y prime is simply log of e all over x times x plus 1. So, parehas lang. Okay, so we obtain the same answer. Yan. Okay, so by application of properties. Okay, so let's try the remaining problems. Okay, so tuloy-tuloy lang tayo. Okay, so let's have problem number 9. Okay, so y natin is equal to square root of 1, y is equal to ln square root of 1 minus cosine of 4x all over 1 plus cosine of 4x. Okay? So, we can use this the main formula for the derivative of ln. So, we can let u is equal to square root. Kuhanin agad natin ang diretso. 1 minus cosine of 4x divided by 1 plus cosine of 4x. Or, we can have it as u is equal to 1 minus cosine of 4x all over 1 plus cosine of 4x, then raise natin ng 1 half. Okay? So, we can apply general power formula. Okay? Then, we are going to get the derivative of this quotient. Or, kung gusto naman natin, pwede naman nating itaas. So, we can have it also as u as 1 minus, let's say, cosine 4x raised to 1 half multiplied by 1 plus cosine of 4x para tumaas siya, that is raised to negative 1 half. So, these values are the same. So, let's apply derivative of product. So, when we get the derivative of u with respect to x, so what will happen? So, dito muna, so copy. Copy natin si 1 minus cosine 4x raised to 1 half multiplied by the derivative of this. So, bababa si negative 1 half multiplied by 1 plus cosine of 4x. Then, minus 1, so that is negative 3 halves multiplied by derivative ng loob. Derivative of cosine is negative sine of 4x multiplied by derivative of 4x, which is 4. So, then, plus, copy naman natin itong kabila, which is 1 plus cosine of 4x raised to negative 1 half multiplied by derivative of this, so that is positive 1 half multiplied by 1 minus cosine of 4x. 1 half minus 1 is negative 1 half multiplied by derivative ng loob, so that is negative. Derivative of cosine is negative sine. So, negative, negative, positive na. That is positive sine of 4x times derivative of 4x, which is 4. Okay? So, sisimplify lang natin siya. So, we can have derivative of u with respect to x. So, dito muna sa una, copy ko muna to. Si 1 minus cosine of 4x raised to positive 1 half multiplied by, so negative, negative, positive na. 4 over 2, that is positive 2 multiplied by sine of 4x. na multiplied by 1 plus cosine 4x raised to negative 3 halves. Okay? Then plus denominator plus the denominator. Kunin lang natin. So, copy lang to. So, that is 1 plus cosine 4x raised to negative 1 half multiplied by, so 4 over 2, that is also 2 sine of 4x multiplied by 1 minus cosine of 4x, yung buo, raised to negative 1 half. Okay? So, i-present lang natin. Okay? So, our du, yung una. So, yung nasa taas natin, that is 2 sine of 4x multiplied by, so, saan yung 2 sine 4x times this, which is 1 minus cosine of 4x raised to 1 half divided by 1 plus cosine 4x raised to positive 3 halves. So, binaba na natin to. Then plus, kunin ko lang to, that is 2 sine of 4x divided by, so negative parehas, lagay natin sa baba, that is 1 plus cosine of 4x raised to negative 1 half. So, positive na dito, times 1 minus cosine of 4x, okay, raised to positive 1 half din. Okay? Okay, so samahin lang natin by taking again the LCD. So yung magiging LCD natin dito, so dito sa factor na to, plus, so yung mas mataas, we have 1 plus cosine of 4x raised to 3 halves times, dito sa kabila, 1 minus cosine of 4x raised to 1 half. So with this one divided by this one, so makakancel. So may matitirang 2 sine of 4x times 1 minus cosine 4x times 1 minus cosine 4x, so that is same base, add exponent, so 1 half plus 1 half, 1. So this is raised to 1. Then plus 2 sine of 4x multiplied by, so this factor divided by this factor, cancel yung minus. Then, so 3 halves minus 1 half, may tirang 1 whole. So 1 plus cosine of 4x. Okay? So simplify natin sa numerator. So distribute lang natin. That is 2 sine of 4x. Okay? So distribute natin 2 sine 4x minus 2 sine 4x cosine 4x plus 2 sine 4x plus 2 sine 4x cosine 4x. So, dinistribute ko lang siya sa taas and we can cancel out this. So, divide na natin ng, okay? So, dito, para lang madali nating masimplify, so this 1 plus cosine 4x raised to 3 halves, I can write it as 1 plus cosine of 4x raised to 1, then 1 plus cosine of 4x raised to 1 half, then 1 minus cosine of 4x raised to 1 half. So, pinaghiwalay ko lang itong 3 halves. Kinuha kong 1 plus 1 half, so that is the same 3 halves. Pinaghiwalay ko lang. So, I can combine these functions. So, pagsamahin ko lang yung numerator. Pag pinagsama ko yung numerator natin, so 2 plus 2, we have it as 4 sine of 4x divided by, so may tira sa ilalim na 1 plus cosine 4x. Okay? May tira sa baba na 1 plus cosine 4x. Then, okay? So, 1 plus cosine 4x dito sa baba. So, ito, pareha silang naka-raise to 1/2. So, pwede natin pagsamahin as 1 plus cosine 4x multiplied by 1 minus 1 minus cosine of 4x. Then, yung buong yon ay naka-raise ng 1/2. Okay? So, tandaan lang natin itong ating given. 4 sine 4x all over 1 plus cosine 4x times 1 plus cosine 4x, then 1 minus cosine 4x raised to 1/2. So, ilipat lang natin sa other page. Okay? Okay? So, take note that is only du over dx. So, du over dx natin. So, yung natira, we have 4 sine 4x divided by, okay, 1 plus cosine of 4x raised to 1 multiplied by 1 plus cosine 4x times 1 minus cosine 4x, yung buo, raised to positive 1/2. Okay? So we can combine this. So notice this product of sum and difference. So du over dx natin is equal to 4 sine 4x all over. So we have 1 plus cosine of 4x. Then product of sum and difference. So that is 1 minus cosine squared 4x. Then that is all raised to 1/2. So, x plus y times x minus y is x squared minus y squared. And recall, wait na lang natin. So, take note or recall that sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta is equal to 1. Therefore, sine squared theta is equal to 1 minus cosine squared theta. So with that, we can use it in this case. So we have du over dx is equal to 4 sine of 4x all over, okay? So 4 sine 4x all over 1 plus cosine 4x times, so 1 minus cosine squared 4x, we can have it as sine square 4x, and that is raised to 1/2. Therefore, du over dx is equal to 4 sine 4x divided by 1 plus cosine 4x times, so sine squared 4x raised to 1/2, so that is equal to square root of sine squared 4x. So we can cancel out the square here. So matitira sine 4x na lamang. And we can cancel out sine 4x here. Therefore, du over dx natin is 4 all over 1 plus cosine 4x. So, yan yung du over dx. So, going back, so, now, yung y natin, so, we can write it as ln of u. And when we get the derivative of ln of u, okay, so that is derivative of u over u. Okay, so y is equal to ln of u. So our u, again, that is square root, yung ginamit natin kanina. So that is square root of 1 minus cosine of 4x all over 1 plus cosine of 4x, or u natin, that is equal to 1 minus cosine of 4x all over, so this is raised to 1 half, 1 plus cosine of 4x, and this is also raised to 1 half. So when we get y is equal to ln of u, when we get the first derivative of ln of u, that is derivative of u over u. So yung y prime natin, derivative of u, that is 4 all over 1 plus cosine of 4x. Then all over u, which is 1 minus cosine of 4x raised to 1 half all over 1 plus cosine of 4x raised to positive 1 half. Okay? So when we want to simplify this, so y prime natin, so 4 all over 1 plus cosine 4x times the reciprocal of the denominator. So the reciprocal is 1 plus cosine of 4x raised to 1 half all over 1 minus cosine of 4x raised to 1 half. Then, we can cancel out this. This is raised to 1. So, our y prime. So, lagay ko lang dito sa taas. Yung ating first derivative, or our y prime, is now equal to 4 all over 1 plus 1 plus cosine 4x raised to 1 half multiplied by 1 minus cosine 4x raised to 1 half. And applying the same technique that we applied a while ago, so y prime natin is 4 all over. So we can have it as 1 plus cosine of 4x times 1 minus cosine of 4x. Then yung buo is raised to 1 half. So we can write it that way. Or, simplifying, y prime natin is equal to 4 divided by, so x plus y, x minus y, that is x square minus y square. So that is cosine square for x raised to 1 half. So y prime natin is 4 all over, so 1 minus cosine square, so that is sine square for x, and that is raised to 1 half. And y prime is 4 all over square root of sine square. So that is simply sine of 4x. Or, y prime natin, using reciprocal identity, so 1 over sine, that is equal to cosecant. So y prime natin, simply 4 cosecant of 4x. Okay? So ganun lang siya. Okay? So, syempre, ayaw nyo nyan. So, let's try solution 2. Okay? For the second solution, so kunin lang natin si given, that is y is equal to ln of square root of 1 minus cosine of 4x all over 1 plus cosine of 4x. Okay? So, recalling identities. So, we have uh, 2 sine squared theta is equal to 1 minus cosine 2 theta. So, that is double angle identity. Then, 2 cosine squared theta is equal to 1 plus cosine 2 theta. So, if our theta is equal to 2x, therefore 2 theta is equal to 4x. Or, if your 2 theta is equal to 4x, therefore theta natin will be 2x. So, we can have our given, so y is equal to ln, square root of. So, 1 minus cosine 4x, that is the same as 1 minus cosine 2 theta. Again, if 4x is 2 theta, therefore theta is equal to 2x. So, 1 minus cosine, that is equal to 2 sine squared theta. So, if our 2 theta is 4x, therefore theta is 2x. Divided by, for the positive, that is 2 cosine squared 2x. So, we can cancel out 2 here, and sine square over cosine square. So, y natin is equal to ln of square root of sine square over cosine square, that is tangent square to x. So, since this is written in square root, so y natin is equal to ln square root of tangent square, that is simply tangent. So, we have tangent of 2x. Okay? So, yan. Para lang mawala yung square root, let's use tangent. Okay? So, yun natin dito is tangent x. So, when we get the first derivative, let's go directly. That is derivative of u over u. So, derivative of tangent, that is equal to secant square 2x all over u, which is tangent to x. Okay? Then, we all know that secant square is 1 over sine. So, 1 over cosine. So, we can have 1 over cosine here. So, cosine squared to x. Okay? Then, tangent x. So, we are going to multiply this one by the reciprocal of tangent x. So, tangent x is sine over cosine. So, again, this secant square. So, I'm using secant squared 2x, that is 1 over cosine squared 2x. And 1 over tangent x is cotangent. Or, so, yung cotangent natin, okay? So, that is cosine 2x over sine 2x. Okay? So, again, this secant squared 2x, I write it as 1 over cosine squared 2x. Then, 1 over tangent 2x is cotangent 2x, which in sine and cosine function, cotangent 2x is equal to cosine 2x over sine 2x. Hence, I can cancel out this. So, I have y prime as 1. Wait, ito po ba? So, I have y prime as 1 all over. So, may matitira ditong cosine 2x multiplied by sine 2x. Okay? So, using double angle identity. Pass ko lang to. Asahin na natin. Okay? So, using double angle identity, so we have sine 2 theta. So, sine 2 theta is equal to 2 sine theta cosine theta. So, another double angle for sine. Okay? Okay? So, sine 2 sine theta cosine theta. Okay, check lang natin. Okay, so when we get the derivative of tangent 2x, that is secant squared 2x. So, I just forgot to write the derivative of 2x, which is 2. So, dapat meron pa ditong 2 secant squared 2x. So, that is 2 over cosine squared 2x times cosine 2x over sine 2x. So, I can cancel that one out. So, may tirang 2 din eh. So, we have 2 here. Okay? And using the identity, sine 2 theta equals 2 sine theta cosine theta. So, therefore, cosine 2x, sine 2x is sine 2 theta over 2. So, we can have 2 all over. So, this cosine and sine, we can have it as sine of double angle. If theta is 2x, therefore, 2 theta is equal to 4x over 2. So, tataas lang yung 2. Therefore, our y prime is the same. 2 times 2 is 4 over sine 4x. Okay? Kasyahin na natin. So, that is equal to, so yung y prime natin is equal to 4 sine. Pag tinaas natin, that is cosecant 4x. So, they are the same. Okay? So, mas maiksi lang siya. Okay, so this is the shortcut solution by applying properties of, by applying identities, trigonometric identities. So they are very handy. So if you know how to use the trigonometric identities, if you are well versed with it, so you can make every solution shorter. As long as it is possible to be substituted. Okay, so like this. So, yan. Okay, so the answer is the same. Okay, so let's have our last problem. Okay, so for problem number 10. Okay, for problem number 10, we have y is equal to x arctangent of x minus ln of square root of x squared plus 1. Okay, so okay, so we can write it as x arctangent of x. So I will use an easier solution. So we can have it as x squared plus 1. Then this one is raised to 1/2. And as I've said a while ago, we can apply properties here of logarithmic function. Okay, so this is our given. Y is equal to x arctangent of x minus ln of square root of x squared plus 1. So I can write it as y is equal to x arctangent of x minus ln of, so sa halip na square root, I use exponential. Okay? So copy ko lang to. This is x arctangent of x minus, by applying property of logarithm. So we already discussed it. So ibababa ko lang si 1/2. So this is 1/2 ln of x squared plus 1. So that when we let this as u, hindi na siya mahabang i-derivative. Kasi medyo mahaba pag nag-derivative tayo na power. Okay? So you can have this complete function, u is equal to square root of x squared plus 1, or the hamak na it is easier to use u as x squared plus 1. Okay? Because that is simply 2x. Okay? So see, you can take the derivative of this one mentally, unlike this one. So, mas madali when we apply properties. Okay? So, let's get the derivative of this. So, y prime. So, this is derivative of product. So, copy ko muna si x. Then, derivative of arctangent of x, that is derivative of u all over 1 plus u square. So, derivative of u, our u here is x. Derivative of that is 1 all over 1 plus u square. So, u natin is x, u square is x square minus 1 half. Okay? So, our u here is x squared plus 1. The derivative is 2x. So, derivative of ln of u is derivative of u over u. So, derivative of u, that is 2x all over u. So, that is x squared plus 1. Okay? So, simplify lang natin. Y prime is equal to x all over 1 plus x squared minus, we can cancel out 2 here. Okay. So, sorry. Okay, so we forgot. Okay, sorry. So, let's repeat the process. Okay? So, kinulang. So, again, let's get the derivative. Okay? So, let's start again. So, the derivative of these x are tangent of x. So, I forgot to get the derivative of the other part. Okay? So, this is simply derivative of product. So, copy yung x. Then, take the derivative. Derivative of arctangent of x is 1 all over 1 plus x squared. So, copy. Take the derivative. Then, plus. Copy naman si arctangent of x. Then, derivative of x is 1. Okay? Then, minus. Copy lang natin si 1 half. Then, derivative of ln of u. So, derivative of u over u. Derivative of this u is simply 2x over u, which is x squared plus 1 or 1 plus x squared. So, we can cancel out 2 here. So, y prime natin is equal to x all over 1 plus x squared plus arctangent of x. Then minus x all over 1 plus x squared, and we can cancel out this factor, and our y prime is simply arctangent of x. Okay? So this is the easier solution. Because your first solution, you can let u as square root of x squared plus 1. Then, when you get the derivative of this, so medyo magiging komplikado yung i-manipulate. Okay? So, instead, so we maximize the knowledge of properties of logarithm. So, we apply properties here. So, binaba lang natin si 1 half ln of x squared plus 1. Then, we let this part as u. So, we just take the derivative of this mentally. Nakuha na natin. Then, substitute. Okay? So, our final answer is arctangent of x. So, as you can see, knowledge on factoring, special product and factoring, knowledge of trigonometric identities, knowledge on logarithmic properties, is an great in a sense na pwede siyang weapon. Okay? That is a great weapon. Because through knowledge of those, the identities, the special products and factoring, the properties of logarithm, we can simplify or make our equation easier to differentiate. So mas madali silang i-derivative if we know how to use those techniques. So if not, do not worry, just use the formula na meron tayo in taking the uh, derivative of logarithmic function. So hindi naman kayo maliligaw. May mga cases lang kagaya ng kaninang problem na magiging mahaba. Okay? But at the end of the day, parehas lang tayo ng masosolve na sagot. Okay? But take note, examinations are time pressured. So, every technique or any way na makakapagpabilis or makakapag-simplify ng ating solution, maganda na alam natin. Okay? So, again, through such techniques, knowledge natin, mas bumibilis, mas napapasimple, and mas madali nating nakukuha yung tamang sagot. Okay? So, that's it for our class, which is derivative of logarithmic function. Okay?